I mean,
where's the line at?
Well, here's the thing. Like, say we were doing a wrestling podcast, and we were covering the history of wrestling, right? And we were going to watch some matches and react to them. Do you leave Chris Benoit out?
Good question. No.
Because
God
it's
damn
part
it.
of the history of...
That's a very good question.
And it's like that with music, too. Like, yeah, these guys may have been bad people in their real lives, but you can't tell the history of music and their scenes without these people in it.
Hey, blast off, I can talk my ass off. Hey, Smokey, what you seen, and I'll tell you what I saw. Hollywood, what you think, and I'll tell you what I thought. And we can talk about it all when we here on Trash Talk. Hey.
What's going on, everybody? We're back with another episode of the Trash Talkers podcast.
We made it.
We made it, Smokey.
Yeah.
What it is, what it do, been banging screws since 92.
92? Man, what were you doing in 91?
I'm not going to tell how old I was in 91. What were you doing in 91?
91, probably watching Rugrats or something. I don't know.
I probably was right there with you.
Yeah.
Did you do anything cool this week?
Oh yeah, man. Let me tell you. I wanted. You ever saw them old school videos or stories where somebody wants to get into a hot air balloon and fly around the world?
No, you didn't.
That's what I wanted to do.
But did you try?
It turns out there's only like one hot air balloon place around here.
Okay.
So I hit them up and they're like, "No, we don't do around the world trips." And I'm like, "What about around the state?"
Bro,
like,
you know how much fuel you will need to go around the world?
No, isn't that crazy though?
Bro, there would not have been a reaction for 3 freaking months if Smokey did. There would be no Trash Talkers podcast.
Wasn't there one like around the world in 80 days?
Okay. 3, 6, 9. Okay, so
3.5
months. There would be no reactions, or I'd have to do it myself. Like,
Yeah.
God, Lee.
Hey, where's he at? I don't know. I guess over Asia right now somewhere.
Where's Smokey at? Hell, last time I checked, he's over some Tajikistan.
He sent me a text that they're shooting at him. Apparently they're shooting down all balloons, so it's not a good idea.
How'd it go though? Was it?
Well, I didn't get to go around the world if you're asking that, but
were you able to actually get in one?
Yeah, I can. They said I can, if I want to just travel around the county or whatever, and I'm like, what good is that? I want to go around the world.
God, bro, we got work to do.
Yeah.
You just said F us, huh? You want to go around the world? Just F us.
Yeah.
All right, hey, if that's what you want to do.
I'll get some video, man.
Yeah.
Somebody gonna let me do it somewhere.
At least vlog it.
Yeah.
Get 3 months of vlogging material. At least do that, dude.
I have videos coming out for the next 2 years.
Of Smokey. All right, I'm going over Indonesia now. All right, I'm over Russia now.
It's just the same thing, too.
Yeah.
You're like, damn, how long you gonna wear those clothes?
Bro, you in the same damn outfit.
I brought one suitcase.
That's it.
I done ran out of bologna.
Is there somebody traveling with you? Are you controlling this yourself?
I think there's got to be somebody. You go crazy of boredom, right?
Bro, you'd be like,
Gotta have
I don't know
somebody
where I'm at, but I'm going down. Hell with this. I'm going down.
I think I'm ready to jump.
End up in Sweden somewhere. No, what did I do, man? Oh, dude, there's a YouTuber. His name's Badland Chugs. He's a bigger guy, and
you told me about him a couple episodes ago.
Did I?
Yeah.
The guy, he gets these big old boots and fills them with Dr. Pepper, and he just chugs them.
Yeah.
I reached out to him and I'm like, dude, I want to try to do one with you, man.
Did you?
He didn't respond though.
Oh man.
Badland Chugs, hit us up, cause I want to.
You want to chug a boot?
Yeah, I want to chug a boot, but not if I can make one request. No soda. Just I'm cool with juice or water or.
Yeah, so I'm gonna come on your show and set the parameters. Then.
Yes, while you travel 3 months around the thing and just say F our show. Exactly.
You gotta do something.
You gotta do what you gotta do, man. Nah, man, but it was I reached out to him, so hopefully their team would reach out to us or reach out to me, because I know Smokey's. Damn, you might be able to chug some damn.
Oh, I'll chug it.
I mean, bro, these boots are freaking massive, bro.
Man, if it's carbonated though, you're gonna have such a gut buildup.
I don't know how he does it, dude. Like he'll pour like 15 Dr. Peppers in a boot this big and just.
That sounds like L.A. Beast was a youth. I mean, I guess he still is, but he used to be huge for all of his eating challenges and stuff.
Oh,
He
like-
would like
like-
take one of those giant. It's not a boot, but a giant cup or glass.
Yeah.
And he'll put like 200 eggs in there and chug the whole thing down.
Raw?
Yeah.
You ever heard of something called salmonella?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the only way you're gonna get salmonella is if there's
You
bad
know Smokey
salmonella
from
on
the
the
South.
outside of the shell.
You know Smokey from the South. What's it called?
Salmonella.
You said salmonella.
Salmonella. Yeah.
But you said if it's on the outside?
Yeah, because the inside of the egg is completely sterile. Like there's no salmonella inside the egg. The only way you get salmonella is from the outside of the egg. Like if it happens to have it on there, and then you crack it and get it inside. Which I mean, obviously
It's
cooking it's
possible.
gonna kill it, but
Yeah, well, if
it is rare. It's really rare.
I do well nowadays. If you go to the grocery store nowadays and you buying 12 eggs and it costs $2.99 to all.
$4.99 now.
Okay,
Jeez.
let's say $4.99.
Yeah.
When y'all were kids, y'all remember boiling an egg and you would crack open the egg and it would just be the egg. You would remove the outer shell.
Yeah.
Nowadays, when you buy these cheap eggs, you crack it open. It's got like a paper lining around it. You don't.
Lining?
You didn't. When's the last time you boiled an egg?
A boiled one? Oh, it's been a while.
Trash talkers, y'all know what I'm talking about.
They there's like a paper lining,
Bro,
like
when-
some kind of protective coating.
Yes, it's weird. When we were
Huh.
kids, you would boil dude. When we're done with this podcast, I'll go boil one if you want me to. But I get organic blue eggs.
Well, then it probably wouldn't have it on there, huh?
Probably not on the organic ones. But
People talk about the apples, like that's a big thing that goes around the internet now. People are like, "Oh, you can scrape the wax coating off the apple," and they're like, "What is this doing to you?" Well, it's not doing anything to you. It's completely edible.
yeah.
And it doesn't hurt you whatsoever, and they do that to keep the apple from spoiling before it gets to
and not
you.
only that, it's also used for presentation as well. It's
Yeah.
like be shiny.
Make it shiny, yeah.
But as far as the eggs, dude, that's a real thing. When we were kids, you crack the egg, you peel the shell off, and there's your egg. But
Yeah.
now you boil the egg, you crack it, you peel the shell off, and then there's like this.
On the inside?
Yes, it's like a paper.
How could they get paper on the inside?
If you're getting 12 eggs for $4, you tell me, sir. I don't know. And not only that, I've heard rumors about ramen noodles. God dang it, this chair. I've heard like ramen noodles being like 30% edible plastic.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt that. Like, there's some plastics in everything you eat these days because anytime you contain a food in a plastic, some of that plastic comes off into the food. And there is a debate about how much estrogenization that is causing. And that's a big debate. It's been going around.
Do we need to talk about it?
There's certain plastics, like even plastic plates and silverware and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of that stuff can actually cause some really bad damage to your endocrine system. What? You ain't down with the endocrines?
No one watching this right now has.
Your hormone system.
Why not just say that?
Because it's the endocrine system.
No one, y'all please keep it real in the comments. No one has ever used that on a daily normal conversation. Go ahead. What'd you say? What's it called again?
Endocrine.
Endocrine?
Yeah.
Hey man, I just went to go get my endocrine checked. Nobody used that.
Yeah, you do. You know them comments are gonna be like, yes, I use it all the time. You're gonna be like, well, I ain't never heard it.
Keep it real, Trey. I've never even heard that word, and I consider myself
Go
a
to your doctor
wordsmith.
and ask him what's the endocrine system.
Who going to the doctor that damn much?
Well, anytime you go to the doctor, ask him. I didn't say you got to go to him once a week and
But
ask
no,
him.
what I'm saying is if I go to the doctor, I've never heard him say, "Hey, endocrine."
You never like, like if you need to get your testosterone checked or
I've
something,
never had to do that.
they're gonna be like, we're gonna run an endocrine system test.
You used to be a pro wrestler, so I can understand you doing.
Yeah, that's where the knowledge came from. Yes, I'll agree with that.
How many people here were actually pro wrestlers, dude?
I mean, anybody that's dealt with hormone replacement therapies.
Is this male or female?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe.
People after menopause, like they'll put women on certain hormones.
Maybe
You
I'm
gotta
just
have
out the
your
loop, and
estrogen, your progesterone,
I'm the
your
one-
testosterone.
I'm the one person out of 122,000 people. 122 minus 1,000 people that have never heard
of
endocrine. Maybe I'm just the one. Maybe I am. If
Maybe.
I am, maybe. I don't know. But no, man, we got an interesting topic today.
Yeah. You want to get into some comments from the last one?
Absolutely. So the top 3 comments from the last podcast, and the last podcast was the top 5 songs from the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
The number 3 most liked comment from last podcast is from y'all, I'm sorry. So the number 3 most liked comment from the last podcast is from Pastor of Muppets. Yes, he says, keep in mind, the reason for the popularity of some of these songs was that MTV started in 1981 and became a standard on cable TV service in 82. The reason you don't see any metal is because bands like Metallica didn't do videos. They released their first video in 1998 off their 4th album for the song One. Michael Jackson was the king of videos, but a lot of songs that became popular probably wouldn't have without the visuals.
That's true. That's very true. Wow, it's crazy that they got to their 4th album before they ever released the video.
What, Metallica 4th album?
But you think about it, before MTV, there wasn't a lot of use for music videos.
Dude, I saw a comment on it was on the podcast on the last top 80s, but they said VH1 actually stood for like video
hits.
What is it?
Video hits
station?
Number 1. Yeah.
Okay, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so the number 2 most liked comment from last podcast is from Don Jackson. He says, funny story about Eddie Van Halen playing on Beat It. Quincy Jones called him up to ask him to play on the record. Eddie thought it was a prank caller and hung up on him 4 times.
Oh, wow.
Can you imagine? You're Quincy Jones. You call someone up to offer them an iconic job, and you get hung up on not once, but 4 times.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And you still call back. That was
they really wanted him.
They wanted him.
Yeah.
And the number 1 most liked comment from last podcast is from Shooter Dalton. Shooter Dalton says, okay, it's time to tell you guys something I've kept secret for over 30 years. I love Dirty Dancing. I'm 43. And I still want to be Patrick Swayze.
Hey, me too.
Me too.
Patrick Swayze in his prime, that fool was yoked up and had all the women. Yeah.
Sex symbol. He was a sex symbol, man.
Yeah. Point Break was a good movie. You ever see that?
What is it?
Point Break.
Wasn't he in Ghost? No.
Yes.
Was he in Ghost?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, Ghost was a good movie. Also, the one Dirty Dancing. See, Patrick. Shout out Patrick Swayze.
Point Break was great. Keanu Reeves was in there in his younger days.
Damn, he might have been young.
Yeah, this was like 91 or something. Yeah.
But yes,
not long after Bill and Ted.
Oh, wow. Yes, but you're right. Trash Talkers, guys, if you want your comment to be featured on next podcast, just leave it down in the comment section. If it gets 3 of the
top 3 most liked
comments, it will be read here on the podcast.
Yeah.
But today's.
What we got?
Okay. The top 5 most controversial people in rock.
Yes. Now we've done like the what was that one? The craziest. But just being crazy, it wasn't called crazy. Whatever we titled it, or the list was titled.
Wasn't Gigi Allen number 1?
Yeah. Mike Patton was one of them.
Yeah,
there was a ton of them. Marilyn Manson, Ozzy.
So then what was it? The top most, damn it, what was it? It was the top.
Most insane?
Something like that.
Yeah.
But what's the difference in controversial and insane?
Because controversial could be different in a way that you really don't have to do crazy antics to be controversial. You're just anything you say that people take issue with.
You're just out there. Okay, so number 5 on this list. Guess who it is, Smoke Dog?
Who we got?
It's a person that goes by the name of. He's a member of the Doors.
Oh, I know who we're talking about.
Who is it?
Jim Morrison.
Jim Morrison.
Yeah. Wow, there's a lot of stories about Jim Morrison.
Give me one. You
see,
he said
the one that comes to mind right off the top.
I bet I know what you're about to say.
What's that?
Go ahead.
I mean, I don't know how do we say this on YouTube, but
I thought he was wasn't he known for trashing hotel rooms?
Oh yeah, I think he did that too. Yeah, but a lot of rock artists was, especially in those days.
Damn it!
That's crazy because you tear up a hotel room, you gotta stay in there the rest of the night.
You're a rock star. You don't care about none of that. But
throwing TVs out the window.
grab the mini fridge.
Yeah.
Just throw it over the balcony.
Yeah.
I want to know what's the story?
Well, the craziest story that I know of that comes to mind right offhand was about him getting serviced during a recording in the vocal booth.
Okay, now hold on, Smokey. Let's think about this.
So there is an actual song, as legend has it, to where he's singing while getting serviced, and the vocals come out the way it did.
Trash talkers, let us know the name of that song.
Yeah, I can't remember what song it was right offhand.
What if it's come on, give me a good door song. Give me one. Come on.
Oh, I was about to say Ghost Riders in the Sky. Riders on the Storm.
Riders on the Okay.
I don't think that's the song, but
God, I want to know what it is now just to hear it.
Oh, they'll put it in the comments for sure.
Please do.
Mm-hmm.
No, but just a little backstory. He says controversy followed Jim Morrison everywhere, including his death. Apparently, some people still believe he's alive and just living in recluse.
Wow.
So anyway, more than a rock god, he's a poet too. And yes, he's a creative genius who lived a life of excesses. So it says, okay, he says, I want to see if they say anything about what you said. But he said, aside from inciting a riot and shouting obscenities at the audience, he was also issued a warrant for indecent exposure.
Oh, yeah, that was another one. He came out naked on stage.
Bruh, you know how, listen, what is this, 80s?
No, this is 70s.
Let me finish the sentence first. It says, aside from inciting a riot and shouting obscenities at the audience, he was also issued a warrant for indecent exposure during a live performance after exposing his penis on stage. You know how, first of all, nowadays you're definitely getting canceled.
Yeah.
But you just rip off all your clothes. You're with your homeboys. All right, y'all ready? Come on, let's go.
No, we're not ready.
Bro.
You're not going out like that.
No, dude, I'm ready, bro. Come on.
No.
Just.
That's the thing about G.G. Allen. Like, the bandmates saw him getting ready, and they're like, well, I guess we're doing it.
Well, I think they didn't give a F with him.
Yeah, I don't think so. They're just wild people.
Yeah.
Proof came out naked on stage
With
time.
Eminem?
I don't know. I don't think it was probably a D12 show or whatever it was, but yeah, I heard the story about Proof coming out on stage naked.
I got a question. What and how many drugs do you have to be on to fathom in your brain that it's okay
a good idea
to do that?
Yeah, that's that rock star lifestyle, man. You're just like, what's the most controversial thing I can do at this point? I got it. Just walk out naked. That's like a trope for rock stars, right? Like, if you want to be, and so many, it's like a competition almost. When you're a controversial artist, you're like, what can I do to one up the next person? But after we've already gotten past the being naked,
what's
on
next?
Stage, what do you do next? G.G. Allen figured that out, huh?
I could think of some things.
Yeah, and he probably did all that. Anyway, number 4.
What do we got for number 4?
Oh, this makes sense also. Number 4 happens to be Axl Rose.
See, number 4 on more than Jim Morrison?
Yeah, I don't know that there's any stories about Axl Rose coming out naked on stage, but I wouldn't doubt it, to tell you the truth, but not that I've heard. But I've seen videos of him get worked up in the middle of a show and get mad at the crowd and jump out in the crowd and just start swinging on them. He's canceled shows like in the middle of it. Like, y'all throw another bottle, I'm walking out of here. Here comes the bottle. That's it, I'm done.
He gets on top of the podium, does the takes his elbow pad off, jumps off
the stack of his fingers. That's basically what he did. He kind of did like a flying kick.
Man, actually,
he's just performing and looking at this fool. And he's like, okay, that's it. Throws down the mic, runs, and
bow, just breaks him, dude. Actually, shout out to Quavo. Shout out to Offset from the Migos, because there's guys, go YouTube this video. Just type in on YouTube Offset Superman punches fan. Dude, this guy's up there like throwing stuff at him. You know Offset from the Migos, right?
Oh, yeah.
He's sitting there, look at him. This is Offset fresh out of jail. He's sitting there, look at him. This dude did a straight Demetrius Johnson, George St. Pierre Superman punching. Wow! It's like, God, dude.
Yeah. I saw Afro Man do that one time.
Okay, go ahead. So.
Anyway, Axl Rose is one of the bad boys of rock. He was talented, hot, and Guns N' Roses had huge hits left and right. But of course, he had to mess it up with his temper and tardiness.
Like you said.
That's obvious, yeah. First off, who the heck would attack their fans directly at a concert? I think we just
You
named
throw
a
a
few.
bottle at me more than once, so I'm attacking.
Yeah.
Sorry.
At once you stop and point them out. Like there's the a-hole right there.
You do it one more time,
Yeah.
I'm coming out there.
Yeah, exactly. Second, who walks out mid-show and incites a riot? Not once, but twice. Yeah, I want to say he was in like Rio or something where the riot happened after he just walked off stage. But he told him like, y'all shut up or I'm leaving. You don't shut up, I'm leaving.
What does Guns N' Roses have to say about the rest of the band? Are they just like... Oh,
Good question. More than that, and being perpetually late and making the audience wait for hours.
sounds like somebody I know.
Yeah, sound like Pastor Troy. Axl Rose also.
I thought you was about to say Hollywood, but go ahead.
Well, yeah, you would do that too. Got into a fight with fashion designer Tommy Hilfiger.
No.
Apparently.
Why?
I don't know. I can't see Axl Rose versus Tommy Hilfiger fight.
What the heck? Do we even know what Tommy Hilfiger looks like?
Yeah, I've seen him like back in the day in the 90s.
Like,
He
compare
was
him to somebody.
everywhere back in the
Is he like a Bill Gates frame? Like, give me his frame.
Like the normal dude.
Like an Elon Musk frame?
Yeah. It's just-
Elon's actually jacked.
Yeah, Elon looks bigger though. I would just say he looked like a normal dude, like a 5'10" normal guy.
And
I don't know. I'd have to look it up, but like I saw him in the 90s. You know, his clothes were everywhere in the 90s.
Yeah, he had some controversy in the 90s too.
Yeah, absolutely. He also had some falling out with his band members. That answers your questions, particularly Slash. And who would forget his dramatic beef with Nirvana's Kurt Cobain?
Yeah.
That happened at the Music Awards.
We talked about that.
He didn't just badmouth him, but also included his wife Courtney Love. To be fair, Axl, though, Love isn't the most predictable woman out there. I think we've touched on that before also. That's the end of the synopsis.
Go ahead. I want to hear what you guys say.
That's it. That's the end.
I'm trying to picture what Axl Rose's beef is with Tommy Hilfiger.
I don't
Like,
know.
what are y'all beefing about, dude?
I don't know. Maybe he ordered some clothes from him and they didn't turn out right.
Would you say Axl's like our height, like tall?
I don't think he's. I can look it up.
You're gonna lose your list.
Yeah, I can come back to it.
I
Let's
mean,
see. How tall is Axl Rose?
I'm gonna say 5'11".
Axl Rose.
5'9".
Inches tall.
So yeah, he looks bigger on stage.
Well,
than
then
he
that's
actually
an
is.
then that means what you said.
They're probably
that was an
about
even fight.
Yeah.
That's an even fight, but you don't mess with it. Listen, dude, there's just some people, if you have a name, there's just some people you don't mess with. If your name is Axl,
Yeah.
probably want to leave that guy
You
alone.
know he's gonna try to fight you if his name is Axl.
If your name
Axl and Brock. Don't never pick a fight with somebody named Brock.
or Tiny for some reason.
Tiny, yeah.
You want to
that's
leave
true.
Tinies alone too.
Yeah.
Leave Tinies alone. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. I mean, Axl Rose, dude, he's known for just being such an iconic, amazing guitarist of such one of the big
singer.
I mean, singer.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't know why I kept thinking of Slash.
Slash, yeah.
Yes, but being such an amazing singer of Guns N' Roses, I bet Slash had his back. And I guarantee you, Slash.
Apparently, he even pissed Slash off at one point in time, though.
Bro, and I heard Slash was kind of a hothead at one point.
You think?
That's what I heard.
He looks like he's always so cool and laid back.
Well, see, look at it like this. Let's say me and you go on tour, okay?
Mhm.
And you're so cool and laid back, and I'm always the one. What's going on? I'm always that.
Yeah.
Somebody might throw a bottle at you 10 times. All right, now you throw one more bottle at me. And
Yeah.
you're going to say it as cool as you
Coming out
can.
there if you
Hey,
don't stop.
One more time. And you
Yup.
going out there. Now, you the cool and calming one.
Mhm.
I'm going to ride with my dog.
Yeah.
Right or wrong, I'm riding with him. So
Yeah.
I'm coming with him. So y'all
Yeah.
just be prepared.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah. I mean, that's...
And obviously, they walked off stage with him in those cases also.
yeah.
Like, I mean, they didn't stay out there and continue to play.
Yeah, because I mean, at some point you have to take the disrespect. It's like, listen, we came here to put on a show for
exactly.
you guys. But also at the same time, you have to look at it from the fans' point of view. It's like, hey, we paid money, and you're just gonna let one bad apple spoil the entire bunch.
See, that's wrong too. I actually saw Method Man get hit in the face and cut his face up in the middle of a performance. And like a G, I mean, he called him out, and like he was mad. He was really mad. But like a G, they finished the performance. Red and Meth finished that performance.
Let me ask you a question. Let's say, okay, that person who threw the bottle at Method Man, right?
Yeah.
What if Method Man said, hey, whoever, if you can find who just threw that at me, if y'all beat his...
Oh, they did.
Y'all
They did something to that effect.
Is that not considered inciting a riot?
It could be, yes. It absolutely could be.
Because you're literally telling people...
Yeah, and the person who gets beat up could sue you for it.
Well, you threw a bottle at me so I can sue you.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I don't know.
I think there was lawsuits in that case also. But the whole time, Meth was just mad. And Red was just like, calm down, bro. Just calm. Like, they're on stage, and he's trying to calm him down.
Redman seems like the chill out of the two.
He was, yeah.
So you'd be...
Meth was the hothead.
I'd be Meth, you'd be Red.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right, so look, number 3. This is... I think you might be able to touch on this guy a little bit more than I can. His name's Jerry Lee Lewis.
Oh, yeah. That's one of the originators in rock music. The piano bad boy, if you will.
Ooh, bro, you a savage if you up there playing Elton John style and somebody with you with a bottle and you get... Boom! Bow! Bow!
Yeah. That's not far off from the truth from what I understand.
Man. So Jerry Lee Lewis says the thing about scandals and controversies is that a single one could easily wreck your career and destroy everything you've worked hard for. Take Jerry Lee Lewis, for example. Often considered as rock and roll's first great wild man.
Yeah.
He's had several hits which catapulted him into international stardom. So it says his tour dates were canceled and there was public outcry. And so he went from $10,000 per show to about $100 to $200 per show. Instead of stadiums, he started to perform in smaller venues like clubs and beer joints. Wow. Says at the age of 22, he married for the 3rd time.
Jesus.
That wouldn't have been controversial except for the fact that he wedded his... No.
Was it his cousin?
His 13-year-old first cousin.
Oh, yeah. I knew it was something like that.
This is actually a quote from Jerry Lee Lewis. He says, I wasn't the kind of guy who'd take a girl and put her up on a hill and live with her for 8 years and then just marry her when I got her pregnant. He married his 13-year-old...
I want to say, I mean, I don't know this exactly, but I want to say it was something like they didn't get married until she was of age or something. But people had suspected them of being together before then. The thing is, though, it happened so much more in those days. Like,
yeah,
it happened
back in the
a lot.
day. And I spoke to a lot of old heads, old people I know, like in my family, and people that I know around, the town. And they say, that nowadays it's a little...
Yeah.
Nowadays...
It's
don't
a faux pas, yeah.
But back then, it's like... I'm sorry, I can't rock with that, bro.
No, of course not, because we live in today's time period.
But not even that. 22 and 13.
That's crazy.
But you think
that's crazy? And I don't even see, being the 22-year-old. Like, how do you
get attracted to?
Yeah, I don't know. And how does that even work?
Well, you got.
I mean, leave the cousin out of it. Like, that's
oh my god, that's even. Dude, we didn't even talk about that.
Yeah, exactly.
This is freaking.
But it happened a lot in the South in those days.
Look, man, come on, we from the South, bro. We both went. I ain't got my Falcons hat. You know what? I'll do it. Why not? We both from the South, bro. Like, don't down mouth us that.
Dude, it happened.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it happened everywhere, but people always, point out that it happened in the South.
Why is it always Alabama?
I don't know. Alabama and Virginia.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
the hillbillies.
What's the family?
Oh, Whitakers.
Whitaker
right?
family. Shout out to the Whitaker family.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Whitaker family.
Yeah.
If you know, you know. But no, I mean, I know you said back then it was kind of a little more.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it wasn't accepted. Like, you couldn't.
Well, like, didn't Elvis do it too?
Something to that effect. I think she was young, yeah.
I don't get. I don't know. That's just
But
something
like
I'll
I was
never
saying,
get.
is people weren't persecuted for it, and like they would be now.
So you,
It doesn't make
Well-
sense to us, but somehow it made sense to them.
well, look at it. I mean, even like R. Kelly. You know, like okay, so R. Kelly got with Aaliyah when she was 14. I think he was like 25. But now let's take Jerry Lee Lewis being 22 and his first freaking cousin was 13. It's like I can't get past the cousin part because I'm trying to rationalize it, even though my brain is not letting it happen. But it's like maybe the parents are like, "This is the biggest rock star we know. Everybody loves Jerry. Go,
Oh yeah,
go."
that could absolutely have happened.
Like I still can't rationalize.
Parents will accept it knowing that hey, that's a rock star and she's gonna be well off now.
She's gonna be famous and taken care of, and
Still crazy.
Yeah. Who we got for the next one, Smokey?
Yeah, definitely. We got next. Oh,
Who was it?
this is a good one. Sid Vicious of the Sex Pistols.
Oh, we know. We heard the
Oh,
Sex Pistols
my.
were out
Oh,
there, dude.
my. I saw-
Especially Sid.
I saw a documentary about Nancy, his girlfriend.
Okay.
I think they might have actually got married, but she was dead by 21 because of
you-
his lifestyle.
Have you ever watched a documentary on screwdrivers?
I watched How It Was Made. Yes.
Oh, that's
Remember those How It's
I
Made?
remember those. I used to love
Yeah.
that show.
Yeah, that's a good show.
Go ahead. I want to hear this.
The life of Sid Vicious is more tragic than controversial. He was only 21 years old when he died. So was she, as a matter of fact.
Both of them.
Yeah, and she might have actually been just about to turn 21. Not quite. And he was one of the biggest and most influential punk rock bands, the Sex Pistols. The fact that drug overdose is the cause of death isn't what made him controversial. It was because of other things, Nancy Spungen, like I said, and he possibly committed suicide.
Possibly.
Yeah, and that might trigger YouTube. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, you just got
Yeah. It was
for you guys.
it was Spungen who introduced him to heroin, but before he met her, he's been using other drugs heavily, and they were all supplied by his mother and Beverly.
Wow, his mom supplied him with the drugs?
Yeah, from hitting an audience member to using a razor to carve the words into his chest. Oh,
We read about that.
Yeah, he needs a fix. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was going through withdrawal, so he carves "I need a fix" onto his chest and goes out and plays, and then the
people
fans
just throw
supply
stuff.
it. Yeah,
That actually happens a lot.
yeah.
That happens a lot.
On October 12th of 1978, Spungen was found dead on their bathroom floor. Vicious was arrested, and he gave conflicting statements. At
Wait.
one point.
Spungen was Nancy?
Yes.
Okay, I thought you said that he died before Nancy.
No, she died first.
Okay.
Yeah. Vicious was arrested and gave conflicting statements. At one point, he said, "I stabbed her, but I never meant to kill her." 10 days later, he tried to commit S twice. First by slitting, and second by jumping out of a hospital window. Wow. On February 2nd, 1979, Vicious overdosed, and his body was discovered in the morning by his mother. It was unclear whether it was accidental or intentional. I'll say that.
If it was, I'm not going to speak bad, but
Yeah.
I'm curious to know, Trash Talkers, please educate us in the comment section. How loved was Sid Vicious? Was he like...
Good question.
You know-
Because he was...
You see how low I've got? Look, just look at me right now, dude. Hold on. This is where I should be.
Yeah.
All right, continue.
You were asking the question.
Oh, how loved was he? Because
Yeah.
if he was
This
loved,
crazy character, like how much did people accept that? But it was the punk scene and the beginning of the punk scene. So this was all disenfranchised youth that was the audience. So they're going to accept a lot of stuff that normal people, you could say, would not.
whatever your definition of normal is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, nobody's normal because everybody's an individual.
Make that a quote.
Yeah.
/ Smokey Ramirez.
Yeah, exactly.
You stole that from somebody.
No, I just made that up.
Okay, cool.
I'm sure somebody said that before, though, right?
Did you think there's ever been something that no one's ever said before, like in a sentence, like cornbread, hot jelly, tomato, lighter, fluid?
That might be the first time.
There it is.
Unless there's somebody standing in their kitchen and all that stuff is laid out, and they're like cornbread, tomato.
Hot jelly. No, but I mean that is a serious question because I don't want to compare Sid Vicious to, because they're both punk artists. I don't want to compare him to Gigi Allen.
Yeah.
However, Gigi Allen had a similar fate.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
and
He kind of followed in that vein, right?
yeah, but the Sex Pistols were huge.
Yeah, exactly. And he wasn't. That band was not that big.
About-
I mean, there's devoted fans just because of his antics and the aura of him. But when they were actually in service, when he was alive, like, they did not have like just legions and legions of fans. You know, they were playing these small little bars and whatnot where, 40, 50 people would show up.
Well, that's what they said about on number 4 on our list was, or number 3 on our list was Jerry Lee Lewis. They said,
Oh yeah, he had to go. Yeah, and think about that. That was before punk rock. That was before the crazy antics of all these other artists came about. He was in a more clean and serene time acting out like that. Really, the first, like they said, first wild man of rock and roll.
Like, here's like where I'm going here is Gigi Allen's death probably didn't make the news, but did
I mean, I'm sure it did somewhat, but it wasn't like national headlines.
it wasn't like on MTV.
Yeah,
But did Sid Vicious, was his like on MTV? You think?
Oh well, MTV wasn't around back
Oh, that's
then.
right. But whatever the popular, the hip thing with the kids.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm sure it did, especially in the UK.
Man, we need Sex Pistols t-shirts.
Yeah.
We need some. All right, Smokey. Number 1. I have no clue who this guy is.
Who we got?
Gary Glitter.
Gary Glitter. So this is the most controversial
rock artist of all time.
Gary Glitter.
And we're talking about over Sid Vicious. We're talking about over Jerry Lee Lewis.
Axl Rose.
Over Axl.
Wow.
Who the hell is Glitter?
Who is Gary Glitter?
I'll get into it, but Trash Talkers...
Why have we not covered this guy yet?
Well, let's see. Maybe he's in the band. Trash Talkers, please give us some education on him after I read the synopsis here. It says Gary Glitter was a glam rock icon who sold more than 20 million records, and we still don't know him.
We got to get more into glam rock. We got to explore that scene a little more.
Yes. All right, so it says, but behind the shimmering outfits, glamorous makeup, and platform boots was a predatory
Oh,
pedo.
wow. Maybe that's why we haven't heard of it.
I'm just going to say predatory pedo.
Yeah.
In 1997, he was slapped with several S-words. Can you say?
Nah, I don't think we're supposed to.
I mean, that word. Can I say?
No, I don't think. Yeah, you can say sexual offenses. Okay. Yeah.
He was slapped
but
with.
Not.
Obviously, that's why I said pedo. Yeah. He was slapped with several sexual offenses, starting with numerous. Man, I can't even read this, dude.
Yeah, some of that's a little too.
Yeah, he got caught with some very disturbing things on his computer.
Yeah.
And a girl also claimed he had with her when she was. Yeah, I can't read that.
Too young.
Very young.
Yeah.
But anyway, it says, and it went down. It all went downhill from there. Excuse me. He was deported from Cambodia because of suspected child. God.
Dang.
Dude, this dude was a creep.
2005.
Yeah, 2005. He was arrested in Vietnam after six Vietnamese girls.
Wow.
Ages 11. All right.
Yeah, we can't even read the rest of this.
All right, so the detective of the operation of Utri gave a quote. He says, Paul Gadd had shown himself to be a habitual sexual predator who took advantage of the star status afforded to him by targeting young girls who trusted him and weren't. That's just sick, dude. I don't even like this on my phone.
I know. So apparently he was in the Glitter Band and the Glitter Men.
What's the name of the bands?
The Glitter Band and Glitter Men.
Wait a minute. I gotta see how.
Maybe this is why no one has suggested this.
Yes,
Yeah.
because of. But
Yeah.
then again, do you remember what band was Jerry Lee Lewis in? Was it just Jerry Lee Lewis?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I remember the comments from the trash talkers being so specific, saying that this dude was a piece of crap,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
And maybe.
I mean, there was also that guy they told us about, Blood on the Dance Floor. It
that was
like
a
an
Michael
emo.
Jackson song.
No.
Yes,
Blood on the Dance Floor.
Blood on the Dance Floor is a Michael Jackson song.
I don't know. Maybe I've heard it. I don't know. But it was
Blood on the Dance Floor, Michael Jackson.
It was like an emo band. Oh, wow. I've never heard that one.
Maybe Michael Jackson was giving him a little.
That's probably where they got the name from, of course.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
But yeah, it was like a glamorous emo band because they did the big things. But yeah, apparently that guy turned out to be a predator also.
Yeah, I mean, and to the trash talkers, you guys are so informative because we don't know anything about Gary Glitter.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds like a WCW wrestler.
And a lot of times we go through these lists or whatever, and we're like, we need to check these guys out. But
do we really?
I think we can.
We can pass on.
Yeah,
that.
we can leave Gary alone, and we can leave Blood on the Dance Floor alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we touch the Sex Pistols?
Well, we already have.
Yeah, I know we have, but do we?
But
I mean,
like that wasn't.
See,
I mean, even though like he did some crazy things, it wasn't to like unsuspecting people or anything like that.
But see, here's the thing: where are we drawing the line here? Like, we'll do the Sex Pistols, but we're saying, okay, maybe we shouldn't do Blood on the Dance Floor.
I mean,
where's the line at?
Well, here's the thing: like, say we were doing a wrestling podcast. And we were covering the history of wrestling, right? And we were going to watch some matches and react to them. Do you leave Chris Benoit out?
Good question. No.
Because
God
it's
damn
part
it.
of the history of...
That's a very good question.
And it's like that with music, too. Like, yeah, these guys may have been bad people in their real lives, but you can't tell the history of music and their scenes without these people in it. So sometimes you have to separate the art from the person from the real life.
Do we check out the Chris Benoits if we were doing that? I mean,
I think you have to, right?
Okay, so then why?
You don't have to praise the person themselves
or what he did, but you can praise
check out the work. Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah.
So, can you not do the same thing with the artist?
With Sex Pistols, yes.
We've
done it.
I mean, even Gary Glitter. I mean,
that's tough. I mean, if the people really want it, maybe.
What about?
But to see stuff like that might even just get blocked by YouTube anyway.
Good. Well, we didn't do a G.G. Allen, did we?
No, we've never actually done a song.
Actually, the Sex Pistols song we did get blocked. I think.
Oh, really?
I think so.
But like I said, he wasn't like. I mean, he was self-destructive, and probably so was Nancy.
Yeah.
But he wasn't just doing harm to unsuspecting people.
I mean, like Jerry Lee Lewis, we did him. That video did great, and
Yeah.
it's like, but that's on that line.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's on the line. Yeah,
and not like like R. Kelly. Like, listen, I personally still know people who jam R. Kelly because he's got dope music.
Yeah, people still jam. Yeah,
Elvis,
Jerry Lewis.
Jerry Lee Lewis.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, God, that's a good question.
That's a good question for the trash talkers to tell us. Like, what's the line? Like, which artist you just say, okay, what they did in real life makes it where I can't listen to their music anymore. I can't even analyze their music anymore. Like, and the person was just so heinous that I don't even want to have anything to do with their work.
Good question, guys. Y'all gonna have to answer that in the comments for real.
Yeah.
I mean, we might depending on how y'all respond to the comments, they may or may not be some reactions coming up soon to that.
Yeah.
You got some OMG WTF today? What you got?
Yes, I do, as a matter of fact, whenever I pull them up here. All right.
Do we have an OMG is my question first.
We do.
Do we have an OMG?
No, not an OMG. We have a WTF.
So WTF is not it's what the Florida.
And we also have one from India.
India, give me one. Come on.
TMI?
TMI, too much India.
Yeah. All right. One of them, official suspended after he drains reservoir to retrieve phone he dropped in it while taking a selfie.
He drained the whole reservoir.
Makes you wonder what was on that phone, huh?
Ooh, Ooh, I didn't think of that. Crank up the next one.
How do you drain a whole reservoir?
How do you even do that? Like, is there a drain plug or something?
I mean, yeah, there's a dam, so you just let all the water go out.
He would have to have like some heavy machinery, like a bobcat or something.
Well, think about it. There's a river flowing into the reservoir, and there's a river flowing out. So you just leave the dam on this side, and then let that one flow, and let all the water flow out.
Bruh, whatever you
People downstream are like, Jesus, we're flooding down here.
Dude, the tide is way up. Whatever that dude had on that
He's
phone.
like, I gotta get that phone.
I can't wait to hear that story. But let me hear the next one.
Man uses stapler to attempt to rob a grocery store.
Come on, bro. This is easy.
Is it?
This is easy. The stapler story is definitely Florida. I mean,
sure?
Yes, that's definitely Florida. And the rest.
You don't think a Florida official would drain a reservoir to get his phone back?
You're right. Hold on. Wait, he stapled what now?
He used a stapler
as a
in
weapon
a robbery
in a robbery
attempt. Yes.
I will put this damn sticky note all over your head right now.
He say, "Don't do it." Click it, click it, click it.
I'm gonna stick with mine. I'm gonna say the stapler is Florida, and I'm gonna say the reservoir is India.
You're right.
Oh, I knew it. Come on with it.
Which one you want to hear about first?
Okay, give me Staple Man first.
All right, Staple Man. Florida man uses stapler in attempt to rob a Publix.
Was it a staple gun at least?
It just says stapler. We'll find out here.
he's got to pull the thing down. Go ahead.
Florida man is behind bars after he tried to rob a Publix in Miami with a stapler. The man entered the Publix on the road that it was on, gave an employee a note stating he had a gun.
I've got a fully loaded stapler.
No, he had a gun. He said he had a gun. He didn't say what kind.
Okay.
And told her to put the money in a bag. After the employee read the note, she pretended to help one of her co-workers and called for help. After he left the Publix empty-handed, he was caught by Miami police while throwing the note away. The gun he claimed to have turned out to be a black stapler, according to police. He is facing charges of armed robbery.
Wow. So having a stapler is considered being armed? But armed? So. I mean, the reason it's called armed is because guns are referred to as arms.
If it's a staple gun, that's technically a gun. You could project out. Like, if you use a BB gun, is that still armed robbery?
I mean, it's an arm. That is, god damn, you bringing some Bill Nye the Science Guy questions in today. Well, because it's called armed robbery because of having an arm.
Yes. But a gun is an arm, right?
It's a firearm. Yeah. So is a stapler considered an arm? I'm armed and dangerous. I'm the stapler man.
I guess either way, they got it for robbery, and they're like, since you had that, we're charging you with
I guess. And what are you trying to get out of damn Publix? A damn sandwich and some boars?
And all the money out of that little change machine that they dump their change in.
You walking out with your shirt like this with a bunch of quarters on it.
Hey, give me a cheese sandwich.
Let me hear about old.
All right. Indian's official suspended after he drains reservoir to retrieve phone he dropped in while taking a selfie. A government official in New Delhi has been suspended. Yeah. 2 Delhis we're talking about today. This is a deli in public. My bad.
I got you.
I'll see myself out.
Yeah, please. I got you. Go ahead.
He has been suspended from his job after he ordered a water reservoir to be drained so he could retrieve his smartphone, which he had dropped in while taking selfies.
He called in backup.
Yes. He dropped his Samsung smartphone in the
Right, come on, bro. We already said
the Kurkata Dam.
Okay, I was about to say
in the central Indian state of whatever state it's in.
Okay.
Last week, the Times of India newspaper reported flood inspector dropped his. Oh, my bad. I got that one twice. First asked local divers to jump into the reservoir to find the device, claiming it contains sensitive government data. But after initial efforts to retrieve his smartphone failed, he asked the reservoir to be emptied and using diesel pumps. Oh wow, they just pumped it out.
Christ.
Over the next 3 days, more than 2 million liters of water were pumped out from the reservoir, which is enough to irrigate at least 1,500 acres of land during India's scorching summer, the local media reported. Wow, so this was during like the dry spell.
The drought, yeah.
Oh. In videos that went viral on social media, he is seen sitting under a red umbrella as diesel pumps drain the reservoir.
Wait a minute. Then this dude had power.
Yeah. He was an official that had the power to do that.
Maybe what he had on this phone was actually legitimate. Like, hey.
It could be. Or it could be some evidence of another nature.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, for you to gather workers, get scuba divers, and then have, during India's drought, have that much water. If you
you just killed the crops.
Done.
Just to get your phone that you were taking a selfie with.
We taking selfies and this fool over here draining reservoirs.
We're gonna have to get that.
My God.
500 feet of water. We're gonna have to get that.
But what if this phone was like had the launch codes for like some nuclear like?
Wouldn't you think you would have to store it somewhere else too, than just on your phone? But he has. That could be. But he also said there was sensitive data on the phone, so he had a copy of something on the phone that he needed to get back. Yeah.
Did he get it back ultimately?
It doesn't say if he ever got it back.
After all that work, I hope you got it back, bro.
I would hope so.
And even then, good luck turning it back on, because it's been underwater for at least 34 hours, at least.
He must have had a super phone if it was going to stay under there and
that dude, talking about an otter case. Yeah. He had a real otter case.
I see that, and I would like to know if they got it back, he probably just destroyed it.
The evidence?
Yeah, rather than actually trying to recover the information.
I don't know. For him to drain the reservoir, that would have destroyed it already.
Yeah, see, I'm just wondering maybe if he was afraid that his wife would recover it someday. Or, end up getting pictures on the internet. Because somebody knows that a government official dropped his phone in the water, right?
I get where you're trying to say.
Yeah, so there's going to be people like, we need to see what's on that phone. So they're going to be attempting to recover it.
Well, how do people know that if he just said, oh, I dropped my phone, I'll just go buy another one? No one would know.
That would have been the smart thing to do, right?
Yeah, that means there was something on there that was...
Something on there that he was really afraid of getting out.
100%.
And what if it just washed down the river when they pumped it out?
I know, they pumped it out and it's like, where is it? God dang it.
Now it's in
Papua New Guinea somewhere. That shit that went down to Africa.
One of the enemies is going to find it.
Yeah. Like, now we got the codes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Either that or his wife may have found something he didn't want her to see.
Possibly, man. This was a fun one, dude.
Yeah.
This was a fun one here, man. Man, to the trash talkers out there, guys, we really want to say from the bottom of our hearts, we just reached 122,000 subscribers, and our subscriber numbers are just exponentially just growing by the day. Mm-hmm. And we thank y'all for that, and we thank y'all so much for checking out the Trash Talkers podcast, because this is what me and Smokey do when we're not reacting to music.
Absolutely.
This is what we do.
Yes.
Y'all let us know if y'all have any crazy Florida man or any crazy stories about where you guys live. And
if you do, like, any crazy stories from where you live, from anything, whether it's Florida or anywhere else in the world, you think this is a crazy story that we need to read on the podcast, send it to one of us on our social medias if it's actually on the podcast.
It won't be. I can
make
it there. Let's see. Let's see if we can do this real quick.
Yeah, will it come up?
There we go.
One of these up here, you can send it to any of them, and it will get to us, or the email down in the description.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, guys, thank y'all so much for all the positive reception. Don't forget, leave a comment down in the bottom, and if the top 3 like comments will get read on next podcast. And you got anything else, bro?
I think that's it for this week.
I think that's it, guys. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to the Trash Talkers podcast. And with that being said, my name is Barringer Hollywood 6 Vines.
I am Larry Smokey Ramirez Kelly.
And we are
over
and
out.
Deuces.